Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is your daily horoscope for 1st October 2021, which is a Friday. But before we begin, I request you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I post a video. And I do daily video horoscopes, weekly video horoscopes, and monthly sun rising sign video horoscopes. And you can watch all those on my YouTube channel. And the monthly horoscopes for your sun and rising sign are now on my channel, and you can watch those if you're interested. So let's talk about the astrology today. And the first thing I want to talk about is something that we touched upon very briefly, and this is 6 a.m. Pacific time. And if you are elsewhere in the world, you can always convert the Pacific time to your time zone to know when the energy is going to happen for you. And what's happening here is that Mars at 10 degrees of Libra is opposing Chiron at 10 degrees of Aries. And at the same time, we have the moon in Leo opposing Saturn in Aquarius. So this is a lot of intensity. So let's break this energy down, and this is the highlight of the day. So let's talk about the Moon Saturn opposition first, and then we will talk about the Mars Chiron opposition. So the Moon is our inner heart and soul, it's our emotions, and the moon in the sign of Leo is all about going after what we love, following our heart, creating things. However, at this point here, it is opposing Saturn, the planet of decisions, of commitment, of hard work, discipline, restrictions as well, delays as well. So this is a moment where we might feel stressed, we might feel like we need to take emotional decisions, we might feel like we need to make an emotional commitment. But whatever this energy is, it requires hard work or discipline or decisions or commitment, and it does not really feel very easy because the moon is very different from Saturn. The moon likes to go with the flow, and Saturn is all about doing the hard work no matter what, right? No matter what, you do the work. No matter what, you have to be disciplined. It does not matter what you feel. What matters is the work, is the decisions, is the commitment, is the duty. So that is Saturn. And now it is making an aspect with the moon. So this is a moment where either we need to work on an emotional pattern or take an emotional decision or just commit to something. And in the sign of Leo, we do need to integrate what we love with hard work. If we are not willing to work hard towards what we love, towards what our heart desires, it's not going to work. It has to be together. Yes, we must love it, and yes, we must want to work hard towards it. We must want to commit to it as well. So that's the energy. And at the same time, Chiron, the planets of our pain, the planet of our wounds, is opposing Mars, the planet of our energy, our drive, our courage, our willpower, taking action, of initiative. So, this is a moment at the same time while we are feeling emotionally stressed, while we are feeling like, okay, I need to work hard towards this thing that I want or this thing that my heart desires. At the same time, there's a feeling of feeling okay, I'm not able to move towards this. I'm not able to take action. I feel drained in my energy. I don't have it in me to have that willpower, that drive to move forward because of the pain that I'm feeling, because of the pain or the wounds that I have, because Chiron is opposing this energy. But here the energy is asking us to integrate our wounds, our pain with our drive and initiative. So, in spite of those wounds, in spite of the pain, we need to rise above those and move forward and take action and find that willpower and courage to move forward. And this energy could very well touch upon who we are because it's in Aries. Chiron is in Aries, our identity, and our relationships. And let's not forget that Chiron is in a Mars ruled sign right now, right? So there's that as well. But overall, this energy is very intense. And to sum it up, it requires two things. One, with the Mars Chiron opposition, we need to overcome our pain, overcome our wounds, to move forward, to make things happen, and to take action and find that courage and strength and drive. And on the other hand, we do need to integrate working hard with what we love. If we are not willing to work hard towards what we love, what we want, what our heart desires, then it's not going to work. So, this energy is asking us to really find that strength in ourselves to commit to something, to overcome our pain, to overcome our wounds, and that can feel challenging. But after that, there's always growth, right? Once you overcome the pain, there's growth, there's peace. And once you commit to something, once you take a decision, there's peace as well. So, although the process might feel challenging, it's never negative, right? It's never negative. And soon after this, let's move on. At 1 p.m. Pacific time, we have the moon in a trine with Chiron and a sextile with Mars, positive aspects, right? So to me, this is saying that yes, the morning will be intense. We will do all that work. We will, overcome that pain and move forward and find that drive and willpower and maybe take an emotional decision or break an emotional pattern, right? After that, at about 1 p.m., we have some healing because Chiron is trining the moon, the planet of wounds and pain, and the planet of healing is making a positive aspect with our emotions. So this could be a point where we feel like, okay, I've done the work, now I feel better. I feel like I'm healing in some ways. And at the same time, it is sextiling Mars, our drive, our willpower, how we take action, our initiative. So we're feeling in some ways that, okay, I'm feeling like I can move forward now. I'm healed and I'm feeling like I can move forward. So this is the positive that comes after the intensity, right? So that's 1 p.m. and 1 p.m. However, at night we do have a challenging aspect at about 9 p.m. Pacific time. And what's happening here is Uranus now is squaring the moon. Uranus is a lot of energy. It is a planet of sudden, unexpected changes, but Uranus is also the planet that wants us to break free from anything that prevents us from being our authentic self. So, at this point, what could be happening is that we change something in our emotions quite suddenly, or we feel a lot of energy when it comes to our emotions because Uranus is the planet that rules electricity. So it's electrifying energy. It's a lot of energy. So this could feel like a lot of energy when it comes to our emotions. And since it's a square, we might be required to make an adjustment, and we might be required to adjust our emotions in such a way that we move one more step towards our authentic, unique self. But again, this can feel a little stressful because it is a square and Uranus is involved, and Uranus is unexpected. Even with a positive aspect, Uranus can be unexpected. So if you're feeling frazzled, if you're feeling a lot of energy, if you're feeling like, I need to do something, I need to make a change, what is that change? I don't know, I'm feeling frazzled. That's because Uranus is making a stressful aspect with our emotions. But this energy will pass, and the key to overcome this energy is to be your true self. Say, okay, I'll get rid of anything, whether that's a thought, whether that's negative thinking, whether that's an emotional pattern, whether it's a bad habit, so that I can move towards my true self. So that's the energy. And one more thing about Uranus that I do want to mention real quick is that Uranus is very important right now. It's aspected most of the moons this year, if not most, a lot of the moons this year, new moons, full moons, and it is aspecting Saturn. A lot of the energy is in Aquarius, which is a Uranus ruled sign, and Uranus is all about finding and embracing our true authentic self. It's about raising our vibration, it's about raising our consciousness. So Uranus is very important in 2021. So I just wanted to mention that. And at night, at about 1 a.m. Pacific time, which is technically tomorrow, but we'll speak about today, what's happening is Venus here is sextiling Pluto. This is a positive aspect. Venus is the planet that rules our relationship, love, projects, self-worth, values, skills, finances. And Pluto is the planet of transformation and catharsis and endings and beginnings. And this is a positive aspect, 60-degree angle. It represents an ease. Things happen easily with the A sextile, right? So at this moment here, we might be changing something, transforming something when it comes to our Venus things, love, relationships, projects, self-worth, values, skills, finances, or just how we feel about ourselves. That's also Venus, right? So this is a point of transformation which is not stressful. It comes about easily, naturally, organically, perhaps because yesterday Venus did square Jupiter. Now this was a moment we were required to change something, and that might have felt stressful or might have come about after a difficult lesson. So that's all for today. However, I do want to mention a couple of things. That now the sun is getting ready to oppose Chiron, so we will feel this. And we are in Mercury retrograde right now. It is not the best time to sign new contracts, start new things. Gadgets can malfunction, communication can slow down. It is a good time to revisit and review projects or whatever it is from the past that might be coming back into your life. And if you are born with Mercury retrograde in your chart, then this is a period where you might find you have more clarity in your thinking and communication. That being said, one more thing about this retrograde is that Mercury squared Pluto and trined Jupiter as it went retrograde, which meant that this Mercury retrograde will require us to transform and begin heal all Pluto things connected to Mercury: thoughts, communication, social media, immediate environment, our diet, our health, our routine, our job, and since Mercury is in Libra, perhaps even our relationships. And with that transformation, there will be a blessing or a lesson because it's in a trine to Jupiter. So that's something that I wanted to mention about Mercury retrograde, and Mercury will come out of retrograde on October 18th. So just thought I'd mention that. And we are in the month of October, so a few things that I will mention about October, since we are starting a new month, is that October is a month where a lot of planets will go direct. Pluto will go direct on October 6th. It's been retrograde since April. Saturn will go direct on October 10th. It's been retrograde since, I believe, May. And I could be mistaken for the exact date, but I think it's May. And Jupiter has been retrograde for a few months as well, and Jupiter is coming out of retrograde as well. So October 6th, Pluto gets out of retrograde, October 10th, Saturn, October 18th, Jupiter, and on the same day, Mercury will also get out of retrograde. Now, why I mention this is because when planets are retrograde, and one by one, all the planets have been going retrograde since April, right? Let's clean up the chart once. Pluto went retrograde, Saturn went retrograde, Jupiter went retrograde, Neptune, Chiron, Uranus, and as we enter October, Mercury is also retrograde, right? And retrogrades are a period of review. Karma comes back to us. We receive rewards for the work we put in while the planets were direct, and it's also a time to revisit things that we started working on before the retrograde started. So what I'm trying to say is that retrogrades are a period where no forward movement takes place in a very powerful way. Things move, yes, but it's a slower pace. It's more about working on things we began before, refining those things, right? But now as the planets start to go direct again, the forward movement, the pace at which things move will start again. And October is a month where 4 planets are coming out of retrograde. So we'll begin to see that forward movement slowly. Of course, the planets will cover degrees they've already covered before. So we will be again going through things for some time that we've already done before or seen glimpses of before. But once they move past the area that they've already covered, new territory, new things will start again. And October is also a month where we will have a new moon in Libra and we will have a full moon in Aries. The new moon in Libra is on October 6th and the full moon in Aries is on October 20th. So I just thought I'd give you the highlights of the month real quick since it is the first day of the month. And yeah, and now I will give the big picture of 2021 and I'll keep it really short. The theme of 2021 with the Uranus Saturn square, an aspect that is happening after 21 years, is that this aspect is asking us to change, it's asking us to embrace the new, it's asking us to find and embrace our truth and our authentic self. And since these planets are squaring, this process might feel challenging, but it will lead to growth, it will lead to evolution. And Uranus is involved, so it will probably lead to an evolution, or you can say it will raise our vibration if we step into the new, if we embrace our authentic self. Second thing about 2021 is that it is a year that we are laying the foundation for two astrological cycles that started in 2020. Now these cycles are long-term cycles. One of them will be with us till 2040, the Saturn-Jupiter cycle that started in December of 2020. And we're building that in 2021, and we will continue to do so even in 2022. Another cycle we are in many ways building is the Saturn-Pluto conjunction cycle that happened in Jan of 2020. And that conjunction in Jan of 2020 ended a 38-year cycle starting in 1982 and began a new one. And we are in that cycle, but we will fully understand it, embrace it, build it till 2023, even beyond maybe. But in 2021, definitely the energy is about change. It's about embracing our truth, our authentic self, which can lead to a higher vibration, a higher consciousness. And it is also about setting the base, the foundation for two long-term astrological cycles that started last year. And that's all I'm going to say. I will pick a card for today. So I'm going to use a different deck today. And then we'll close out the reading. Okay, I'm going to go with the top card. It says stand still. It's funny because we spoke about retrogrades today, right? Retrogrades are a period where things do slow down and it can feel like things are just not moving, and especially with these big energies planning to come direct, everything is stationary right now, right? So it might feel like we're at a standstill, and with even Mercury gone retrograde, this can feel like really a moment where we are stuck. But October is also a month where planets will start to move direct and the forward movement will begin. So if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling like, okay, I'm trying, I'm putting in so much effort, but where are the rewards? Where is the result? This is going nowhere. If that's your vibe, that's your energy, then it's because most of the planets are retrograde right now. And the big energies, Pluto and Saturn planning to come direct in 10 days, makes it a moment where everything feels stationary, right? So we are at a standstill, so to speak. But think of it this way, it's like the planets moved back and now they're ready to move forward again. But because they're such heavy, big energies, they're stuck. They stand still right now. And the backward movement will come to a halt before the forward movement begins. So I think that's the energy and something to take away from this card today. So that's what I'm going to say. I hope you have a great day and I will see you all tomorrow now. Bye.